Growing up, Halloween was my favorite holiday. I could dress up in scary costumes, go trick-or-treating, watch scary movies, and of course, tell scary stories. On a day that's supposed to be about celebrating death and dressing up as scary things, you don't expect scary things to actually happen. But unfortunately, they do, like every other day. So here are 3 stories that I found on the internet about 3 unfortunate events that took place on Halloween. In 2014, just days before Halloween, witnesses saw a man drag a decapitated body out of a Long Island apartment. He laid the body in the street, then kicked the head to the opposite side of the road. It all had the signs of a Halloween prank, and that's what everyone thought it was. For a while, nobody did anything about it. One witness even said he thought the whole thing looked fake. The horrifying truth only came to light when a Good Samaritan tried to move the corpse out of the middle of the street and realized it was a real body. It didn't take long for the police to identify the body belonging to Patricia Ward, a 66-year-old professor at New York's Farmingdale State College. Even before discovering her body, police had received another call about another dead Ward. This one had been ran over by a train about a half-mile down the road. As it turns out, the other person that was ran over by a train was Patricia's son, 35-year-old Derek Ward. He had a history of mental illness, but he seemed to be on the road to recovery when he moved into the small Farmingdale apartment with his mother. Then for some reason, he snapped. He beheaded his mother and then dragged her body out of the apartment, down the stairs, and through the front door of the building. After leaving the body in the street, he calmly walked away and leaped in front of an oncoming train. As to why he did this, I guess we'll never know. For hours, people drove past a woman hanging from a tree. She was hard to miss. She was dangling about 15 feet above the road, but considering the season, they just assumed it was another Halloween decoration. It was 4 days before Halloween, and Frederica, Delaware was littered with glowing jack-o'-lanterns, stuffed witches, and plastic skeletons. This body, however, was real. Police were called to the scene hours after the woman was first spotted, and it's likely that she had been hanging there all night. Police only revealed that the woman was 42 years old, and it looked like she had hanged herself. Like he did on any given Sunday, Devin Griffin woke up early to go to church on October 31st, 2010. He was staying the weekend at his father's house, and before church, he stopped at his mother's house to grab a shirt to change into. It was about 9:30 a.m., and the only person he saw around was his stepbrother, BJ Lisk. BJ greeted Devin cheerfully and asked how long he'd been gone, a question that struck Devin as odd, since he and BJ didn't get along that well. After church, Devin went back home to play video games for a while. BJ seemed to have disappeared, and the house was pretty quiet. Figuring he ought to wake everyone up, it was 1:30 p.m. by then. Devin went to the master bedroom and saw his mother was still in bed with her husband, William Lisk. The blanket was over their heads, as if they were trying to shut out the afternoon light. Devin started talking, hoping to wake them up, and when he got no response, he pulled the cover down to find his mother and her husband not breathing. Police were all over the house within minutes, Devin had unfortunately uncovered a murder scene.